about to get serious here!
There's no winning when it gets to me now.
Alright everyone, JB here, and we're back with another Dragon Ball Z video on the channel today. Now today, we're gonna do a little quick, I would say a guide, mainly for my newer players out there, my beginners, or just people returning to the game after a while. We're gonna talk about, different resources that I think should be your main focus when you're a new player or a beginner coming into the game. This is something pretty important, especially if you're just joining the game and then, Legends Festival is coming up in a few months time. So therefore, that way you can kind of prepare and have some of those already, drawn it out. But I do realize, I haven't uploaded in a couple days, almost a week. At this point, I can't really just, most of you probably know what, why that is, so at the end of the day, all I can do is just get back on here, record, make videos for you guys, and just, get back to the grind. But as always, if you're new around here, do consider leaving a like on the video and join the channel because it's very much appreciated. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the more important resources, I would say, as a newer player, beginner. And then we're going to talk about maybe like some bonuses. I'm not going to go over every single resource, but I'm just going to go over the ones that I think personally are the ones that you should be focusing on. Now, first point being, surprisingly, it's going to be already on the homepage right here. So in the top right, you will see those are what we call Chrono crystals. So that is the currency that we use to pretty much be able to summon for characters in this game. You can't get characters without being able to, have Chrono crystals. As you can see, there's different banners. They all have different, prices, but majority of the fact is you need 1,000 crystals per multi-summon. So you can't get any new characters besides the free-to-play character events. You can't get any actual good characters or, summonable characters. So I think that is a bit emphasis, and for those who want to ask, where do you get crystals from? Now, I'm not going to go over every single thing in the game, obviously, but a few key points is if you're a new player, first one being where you're going to get the most crystals from is the story mode. There's 16 parts, so there's plenty of crystals. This is the most you can get and farm for a new player. And then you also have different stuff as you go over here.
I've actually come here to satisfy.
Shin, turn that down. But you can also soul boost your characters. Now, I don't remember what the final soul boosting panel is. Now, if you're a new player, you have a ways to go. But if you're like me, you've been playing for a while, you can't soul boost and get crystals for it anymore. But whenever you soul boost your characters, there's a mission that pops up. It gives you like 10 crystals per every 100 panels, I believe, every 500 panels, somewhere in between there. So you're going to be getting crystals from that as well. And then there's other things you guys can also do. There's there's different missions for like the free-to-play events, the game original events. There's different stuff. You just have to look in the game. There's daily missions. There's, these mission plans that we have. And if you scroll down here, this is what I'm talking about down here as well. If you do these events and do the missions for them, that's 1,000 crystals from each one of these. So yeah, there's plenty of, options besides having to play PvP. Because, your boy, I'm personally not always on PvP. So, I get it. I get it. Now, second thing being is Zeni. Zeni is, if we hop over here really quick, actually I hit the wrong one. But if we hop over here really quick, it's gonna be, Zeni is kind of like the second, third most important currency. It's like the currency that you need to pretty much upgrade everything, pretty much. So that comes with like your equipment, upgrading your characters, whenever you're soul boosting them and everything as well. That is a big part, that it plays a big part because whenever you're upgrading your equipment, you need good equipment to be able to make your characters even better. Now, what I recommend, where do you get Zeni from? Now, I recommend grinding this on the weekend. The reason why I say this is because there's an event for that. There's an event for the Zeni. But the thing is, it doesn't give the bonus that it gives out on the weekend or weekdays. Only on the weekend, you're going to be able to get something called the gold bars. So once you do it, it's going to give you gold bars. And if you hop to the exchange shop, it's going to go over here to the recommended, or the permanent, and you go to the recycle center, and then there's an option up here that says gold bars. So do keep it in mind. That is my suggestion on the weekend. Just grind, just grind as many as you can. And pretty much that's really it for Zeni. That's my biggest recommendation. Obviously you can get out the shop from different other shops and everything, like the raids whenever that's going on as well. But the most easiest and consistent way is probably to do that event on the weekend. And you have a couple days, the weekend's 3 days. So plenty of time, in my opinion. So next thing we're going to go over, which we did kind of skip over, is we're going to talk about slot removers. Now, slot removers is something similar to a Zeni. It's an important currency that you need to upgrade your equipment. Now, to give an example, pretty much these are the slot removers in the top left. And where you're getting those, there's not like a certain specific place. But here's a tip that I would give to you guys to do. Now, if you look over here, I don't know if they have it. Let's see right here. I think they have it, maybe. If you scroll down here, actually they don't. So when it comes to just, slot removers, majority of the time it's going to be coming from like the exchange shop. My recommendation is whenever we're having like raids, that is the best time to grind those slot removers. And then there's other shops that also give slot removers, like the Zenkai Rush, which I feel like a lot of new players won't be doing right away, since it is an event that gets harder, by each stage. But you're able to get those as well in here. These are kind of random, But the biggest recommendation is whenever we get new raids, which eventually I think we should, this is my recommendation, because the raid gives out so many. And we just had this non-stop raid, or ultra thanks raid, that's what it's called. So yeah, that's a lot of slot removers. You see I'm pretty full, I haven't really been grinding as much. But besides that, I just say surf through the shops. There are a couple options out there when it comes to getting them. There's different shops, but I can't really just go over all of them, because then I really feel like it's just gonna make the video longer. But there's a couple shops, mainly they're probably being recommended. But yeah, that's what I recommend. Do the raid, or just grind other, there's other different exchange shops, just look through them. And then coming up on the next one is going to be energy. Now, I feel like this one is definitely important, especially if you're not playing PvP as much. You're kind of in the mix, kind of like me. You're playing it sometimes, and you're grinding offline events. So energy. The thing is with energy is there is different ways to get it. Sometimes they hold these events. Let's look over here. They hold this event right here where you can play it every day. You get like 50 energy and all the good stuff. I believe there's other other events. Sorry, I had to burp right there, guys. There's other events as well, I think, that gives energy just for playing it every day like this. It's not a lot of energy, but come around the celebration, or sometimes whenever we have like these campaign buffs, they do have the exchange shop where you can go in there and get those, get that energy. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. But what I don't recommend is doing this. Unless you got crystals like that and you can just replenish your crystals from grinding an event or buying them. I don't recommend using your crystals for it, but it's actually not that bad. It's 100 crystals. 100 crystals for 500 energy. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on. My brain's stuttering a little bit. But yeah, it's 100 for 500 energy. And I think it's not the worst, but I still don't recommend using your crystals, especially if you're free to play. Obviously, if you're not looking to be pay to win in the game, coming off new in the game, you're going to probably be free to play like a lot of people. So, and then like I mentioned, there is some exchange shops that should have energy in here. Like, I can't really, it's the same thing with the slot removers. I can't really recommend a certain shop, but like they're all in different shops, so it's at the end of the day, you guys, you can just pretty much just do stuff in the game and you get the energy pretty much. It's not really something I can really explain myself, so I do apologize for that. But you can get it through different events. different shops. You know, like I showed those other 2 daily events, those are 2 of the main ones that they bring. Well, one of them is limited time, I believe. If I check over here, yeah, so this one leaves away in 11 days. This one is a permanent event, so you can do this every day. You know, and I think it's like 15-20 energy every day. So yeah, you know, if you also want to do this, I would, because the thing is, I don't really do this since I have so much energy. But the last time I did it, it was actually more. So they actually reduced the price. So it used to be like 100 energy for every, like, no, not 100 energy, but 100 crystals for every, I think 100 energy. So yeah, it wasn't the best price, you know. So I do recommend that. We do have a couple other things I might mention really quick. 2 of them is going to be souls. Now I'm pretty sure for those that, you know, you're veterans, it's probably not as important to you. You know, obviously this is for my new players, but this is important because 1, you need souls to pretty much upgrade your characters. You need it to soul boost your characters, and then at the same time, like I mentioned earlier, you can soul boost characters to also get crystals. So if you don't have any souls, you can't soul boost your characters. Pretty simple, right? So at the end of the day, you can do them. There's 2 options for that. There is events for that for each one of the colors. Now you guys can do that, but the thing is that costs a lot of energy. So here's a tip that I do. If you don't know, we can go over to metals and exchange items. So I do also recommend saving up on soul exchange metals. Now I'm only recommending this to the new players. Now when you click on the item, it's going to show you where you can get it from at the exchange shop. That's what I was trying to show you guys earlier, but it doesn't, you know, show up for every item because not all the items are on here. But yeah, that is what I recommend because it's way just more simple. And what I mean by that, show you guys a quick example, is you go over to permanent, you go over to the soul exchange shop, and the thing is you're getting more. So let's say I do this like 5 times. I'm getting what? That's what, like 15,000 of those souls compared to you doing it almost like 100 times, and you probably be getting around that amount, maybe a little bit more, right? So at the end of the day, the exchange metals are way easier. You get way more value, you know. So that's something I also do recommend. And as a bonus, now this is, like I mentioned, this is like an extra. This is something I also do recommend. Not as soon as you start the game, but as soon as you get used to playing the game, you know, and you get your resources up, you know, you start saving up on your resources. Your account is looking pretty solid, you know, for a beginner account. I do recommend start saving up on these seed exchange metals. Now the thing is with these, they're a very scarce resource. Well, not as scarce, but for a new player, they're very scarce. That's why I say don't worry about this as soon as you start, you know, playing the game. After you play the game for a while, you start getting your resources up, then start worrying about these. Now, there is a couple things to talk about. 1, the seed exchange metals. Where can you get these from? Now, the 2 recommended shops. 1 is going to be the rare metal shop, because you're going to be able to just exchange these bad boys as long as you have a lot of these metals. And where you get these rare exchange metals, you can get them from just pretty much just playing any event. And what I mean by that, let's just go to story mode really quick. Whenever you play any event and you do all the challenges, they give you a bonus right here. They give you a bonus for the rare exchange metals. So that adds up eventually. You also get them from like the login bonuses and all the good stuff as well. And then there's also, I believe, one more other shop, and that is going to be the co-op shop. This one also does, you know, in co-op, you just need to bring a bonus character. You don't even have to play it on the hardest difficulty, but you do get more medals, you know, from playing it on the hardest difficulty. But you do have those options right here as well. And 2, we also have these things called art cores, I believe. So it'll be easier if I just go over here to the let's see, right here. Yeah, so these are essentially so what is art boosting, right? You know, it feels so weird to explain this again since I kind of explained it so long ago when it first came out. It's essentially like a soul boosting 2.0, just to explain it in simple terms, you know. But the thing is, you're getting is using a lot more resources compared to just regular soul boosting. So that's why I don't recommend just right away, going to soul boost any characters. The resources are hard to come by once you start, trying to save up on them and all of this stuff. I do believe that now this is an example. These are what you're going to use to upgrade your characters. The exchange medals that I was showing you guys, the seed exchange medals, you guys can use those to get pretty much all that you need, which is why I recommend doing the seed exchange medals first, because you can get, these are basically like the soul boosts, the souls pretty much. And then you scroll down here, they have the art cores as well. They have everything you need right here. They have it for all different colors. But the thing is like I said, let's go over here really quick and let's go to character upgrade. So let's do art boost. You see how I say soul boost and it says art boost. It's basically a 2.0 soul boost, like I was mentioning. Let's just use Vegeta for example. As you see right here, you need these art cores to upgrade them, and it's only a 30% chance. That's only for the small ones. They did add like these large art cores, and then also like these full art boost cores. But the full art boost ones, you're not gonna find them in the game. Not like that. You don't have to pay for them. So that's kind of how they locked it behind it. But it's only a 30% chance, and look at that. It only went up to level 5, which is why this is just a bonus. But yeah, pretty much essentially you're gonna be getting all those from like the shops. You can also get the sea exchange medals from doing your dailies. There's 3 right there, so you get 3 from those every single day you do your dailies. And then like I said, those are the 2 shops you can get them from as well. And then in the co-op shop, you're also able to get the art cores as well. So there's a couple shops. The Legends Weekend shop as well. They're in here as well. Yeah, so I think that'll be pretty much it. I will add one more. Skip tickets. I don't think this is the most important resource, but I do think it's important because you want to have skip tickets to just pretty much smooth through certain events, right? So let's look really quick, because I don't know if they have them. And yeah, I don't think they do. I might have missed it, but let's see. Yeah, item packs. Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing with skip tickets. You just kind of collect them as you go. What I do know, I don't know if they still have them in these shops. Yeah, they don't. But they're normally just in a bunch of different shops. So if you scroll down eventually and look in some of the shops, let's just say for example, Platinum Coin shop. It's such a random shop, but there's skip tickets there. You get 1 for every 50. These are just something that's kind of similar to not souls, but the slot removers. Besides doing the raid and certain events, you kind of just collect them as you go. So that is also what I forgot to mention. For the slot removers, I'm kind of all over the place in this video, guys. First video back in the week, so cut your boy a little bit of slack. There is missions as well currently going on, but there's a summer carnival mission, 300 crystals and up to 200 slot removers. So yeah, make sure you guys are doing them missions. They're pretty easy, I would say. But yeah, it's pretty much it, I would say. I don't really have any other like resources I'm gonna go over. Any other ones are probably just be bonuses at this point, and this video is almost like 20 minutes long anyway, so don't want to waste any more of you guys' time. But hopefully, anyone started not on Legends or you just return to the game, hopefully this was helpful. But yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. As always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.